Paano kung ang natutumbok ng Independent Commission, ilang mga kongresista o ilang mga senador? Tapos ginawa ng isang Senate Committee o ng isang House Committee, ipatawagan natin itong mga miyembro ng Independent Commission at gisahin natin dito. Anong ebidensya nyo? Bakit nyo kami pinagbibintangan? Bakit kami tinutumbok ninyo? They can be compelled to attend, hindi ba?
Correct.
Because of the congressional hearing.
Correct. Ang nakalagay doon sa House version actually is ang pwede lang na hindi pwedeng pigilan ng kahit na sinong korte except by the Supreme Court yung investigation. At least yun doon sa House, no. I think dagdag pa natin diyan, Christian, kung posible lang at kung magka-agree naman yung House at Senate that the moment that this independent commission is created by law, dapat i-halt muna investigation ng all other agencies, including the legislative branch, no? And then they can just proceed in aid of legislation after the findings of this independent commission para hindi yung sabay-sabay nag-aagawa ng coercive jurisdiction over witnesses, nagpapataasan ng ihe, ginagamit yung forum ng House at Senate para hugasan yung pangalan nila after independently investigate yung commission. Can you just imagine? Habang nag-investigate yung commission, sabihin ng House, hindi ko ibibigay yung power kong ito. Sabihin ng Senate, hindi ko ibibigay yung power ko nito. Hindi sabay-sabay sila mag-investigate. Ang gagawin lang nila, gagamitin nila yung forum para i-whitewash at hugasan yung pangalan nila at mag-offer ng counter evidences or testimonies, di ba? Or mga witnesses. Supposedly, kaya mo yung architect yan para kontrahen. In other words, the forum can be used to rebut the independent commission. How can you expect the independent commission to actually do its job if hindi pa nga natatapos yung proceeding the day itself or yung witness na yon and the next day meron na nagre-rebut the other forum na televised then? I respectfully submit na kung seryoso ang House saka ang Senate at executive in cleaning its ranks, no, dapat sabihin rin nila dun sa batas at mag-commit din sila na hindi muna sila mag-investigate to give leeway to this independent commission.
Kaso yun nga, nai-anunsyo na yung executive order. So, ano magandang gawin dito ng Malacanang?
Well, alam mo naman, di ba, when we govern, we should not govern by pride. No, we can just acknowledge the mistake and say, okay, we defer. We can say that the House, it is going to be better after studying. We certify this as urgent. We can commence with this initially just as a preparatory work. But once the law is passed, we submit to it, and that will be the governing entity, and we'll just turn over all the documents. So siguro nagmamadali Malacanang para siguro pakita, di ba? Kasi dami ng galit eh. Delikado eh. Di ba? Delikado. Dami ko naririnig na hindi ko naman sinusuportahan, di ba? Different kasi yung yung moral indignation sa magagamit tayo para pabagsakin yung gobyerno dahil ang beneficiary baka yung vice president. Doon ako, di ba? Ang hirap doon eh. Naisisi lahat sa mga Marcoses, di ba? So sa akin, very careful dapat tayo in showing that moral indignation. And ang kailangan is a clear way forward to fix our institutions and hold those responsible accountable. Pero ang nangyayari ngayon, a lot that I see even in social media, tinitrigger na galitin yung mga tao na magpapakol na ng ouster. Diba? Tandaan natin na yung administration, in all fairness, was the one who initiated the investigation. No? So, ibig sabihin, kailangan, kung sino man under this administration na kailangan managot, panagutin, no? Pero sana lang hindi ma-take advantage yung anger ng tao, no? Para may makinabang na naman sa politika. So if I would be the administration, I would say, let's just start it, right? But I certify it as urgent. It is in your ball, Congress, to make sure that this happens. But I'm certifying this as urgent. Para rin, hindi hostage yung executive by Congress na baka wala namang gawin. Hindi mo alam kung papasok sa Senado kasi tandaan mo, baka marami silang involved. Hindi mo rin alam kung papasok sa House kasi marami dong involved, di ba? Tama rin naman na yung executive should be able to show them, we will do whatever we can based on the limited powers that we have. We will certify this bill as urgent. It is now on your ball. Ngayon, kung hindi nyo pinasa ito, it's on you. At yung galit ng tao sa inyo, the executive has done its part. Kasi we are a republic that is governed by a tripartite system anyway. The judiciary, executive, and legislative. Sometimes the executive has limited powers and sometimes the judiciary ganun din and legislative, they have to all work together. Pag yung executive, ginawa niya na yung trabaho niya, gawin dapat ng legislative yung trabaho niya. Pero I think the wiser move is to also certify the bill as urgent.
Ituloy na to, tapos certify as urgent, no? Pero listening to what you've been talking about, Attorney Dino, napakahirap yata magpanagot ng mga mandaramong dito sa Pilipinas talaga, no? And of course, that's obvious. Doon sa House bill, sino mag-a-appoint? Sino magpapangalan doon sa magiging mga miyembro?
Well, ang gusto ko lang sabihin na mahirap magpanagot pero ang daling magpakulong ng inosente, 'di ba? Nakita natin 'yan. 'Di ba? At ang daling magpatahimik ng mga ng mga lumalaban lamang ng patas dito, no? Pero yung mga totoong mandarabong hirap magpakulong, no? We have to do something about it, no? In the House bill, no, ang nakalagay dito sa composition, isang SC Justice, isang CPA with expertise in forensic accounting, isang academic, no, isang representative na prominent, yun yung term, ng civil society and business, and isang industry leader. So 5 yan, no, na i-appoint, of course, by the i-check ko lang ngayon, pero as far as I recall, it's the president who will also
president pa rin ako. Siguro merong proven probity, no?
Yun talaga, syempre, yun importante kasi alam mo kung ang i-appoint mo dito mga wala namang kwenta na tao, no, mahirap eh. Oo, na walang kwenta na tao tapos na magsasayaw-sayaw lang doon, di ba? Edi ang hirap naman, no. Ang nakalagay dito, the retired Supreme Court Justice shall be the chairperson of the commission, no. So, yan yung at least yung version na to. And sabi, the commission shall be composed of 5 members, none of whom shall be incumbent government officials. Sa akin lang, dapat talaga walang politiko dito no? Walang politiko na isasama. Ang hinahanap ko pa dito, hindi malinaw nga, no? Tama ka, dito sa version kung sino yung mag-a-appoint. I think that has to be made clear at least in this version.
Tsaka yung yung dapat walang connection whatsoever sa mga kontratista, di ba? DPWH officials.
Sa akin, kung ako ng mechanics dito, magpapa-require ako na i-disclose nila yung mga nila at magpa-certify sila under oath na they are not related whatsoever to any contractors.
Ito pala suggestion. Pwede bang isama sa kapangyarihan itong independent commission created by law na i-coerce itong mga nasasangkot na mag-sign ng waiver sa bank secrecy law?
Well, kasi ang right kasi cannot be waived through legislation. Kung vested yung right na yan, the right to privacy, di ba? The right to against self-incrimination, hindi yan pwedeng i-legislate by law. So, dapat waiver siya. So kung hindi siya waiver, you obtain the pieces of evidence through other means, through subpoena, through testimonial evidence from somebody else, no, through forensic analysis. But definitely, hindi nyo pwedeng i-force ang isang tao na i-waive yung sarili niyang right.
Pero yung AMLAC, di ba? It's a very crucial agency in this regard.
Yeah, kasi automatically may report sa AMLAC lahat ng mga bangko no, kundi and then winowatch yan ng international community at hindi yan pwedeng galawin basta-basta, no. And I'm sure alam nitong yung mga AMLAC report na ito, no. Ang isa pang crucial sa akin is pagkapalit ng ombudsman. Dapat very clear sa akin na tanggalin yung ombudsman order number 1 ni Martires na hindi mo ma-access yung SALN itong mga opisyal na ito. Dapat makita na natin, di ba, makagawa na yung PCIJ, makagawa na yung mga journalists natin kung paano yung biglaan itong mga politiko na ito. Di ba, pati yung mga assets ng mga anak nila. They can't do that right now because if you would recall, I asked for the SALN of President Duterte and Vice President Sara Duterte. Unfortunately, there's a Supreme Court decision affirming Ombudsman Order number 1. But it's gravely mistaken kasi according to the administrative code and according to the Constitution, required supposedly i-disclose itong SALN ng mga tao na to, no, ng mga kahit na sinong public officer. Pero ano nangyari ngayon, di ba? Wala, hindi natin ma-access yung mga SALN. That's the biggest mistake I think na pinayagan, no, with all due respect ng ating mga korte, ng ating Supreme Court, no, pinayagan itong Ombudsman Order number 1 at pinayagan rin ng ating mga institusyon, no. So sana pag may pumalit na bagong ombudsman para mapakita ng executive branch, no, na dapat gawin nila na crucial na tanggalin itong Ombudsman Order number 1 bago nila i-appoint. Yung isang kondisyon, di ba, na guarantee mo naman sa amin na itatanggalin mo yan kasi yung Ombudsman Order number 1 na yan talagang napaka-unconstitutional in my humble opinion.